Hi, I'm Roxy. I'm an illustrator with a penchant for making digital brushes. Last year, I created a set of inking brushes for Rebelle, and I used them to ink 31 drawings for Inktober. But this year, I bought some cheap ink pen brushes from the Chinese market, and I thought I would take one of the drawings that I did last year and try to do it traditionally. Wish me luck. So I started by lightly sketching it out with a 4B graphite pencil. And then I grabbed the thickest pen first. These are the three sizes I got. And the plan was to start off with the thick one first and then work my way down to the thinnest brush. But honestly, I barely used the thick one. I quickly went to the medium one because I realized the fat one would actually be more appropriate for filling in big flat areas. And I didn't really have any of that in this particular drawing. I should mention this is the first time I'm using pen brushes. I've drawn with ballpoint pens before, which I enjoyed, but these are way more fun. They're kind of like markers, but the tip is bendy. And it's this bendiness that gives you that pressure control over the line width. So you can lightly brush it over the page and you'll get that thin point of the tip only. And then as you add pressure, you start to get a thicker line. You get refillable ones too, but these are just super cheap ones that will eventually run out of ink and have to be discarded. It's probably obvious, but I should mention this video is a bit sped up. Even so, I am actually working quite fast here. I wanted my lines to look confident. I'd rather have strong lines slightly off the trajectory that I wanted than a wobbly line on the correct trajectory. And you'll find that the slower you draw, the more shaky the lines look. And of course, not only are we lacking Control Z, but we're also lacking an eraser. So I was trying to be accurate, but also decisive, really zipping through this, but semi-carefully. Near the end, I switched to the thinnest of the brushes to add the finest of the lines, and of course the whiskers. So here's the end result. I'm not entirely displeased with it, given that this was my first time using brush pens. I think I did an okay job. But I'm going to be honest, I much prefer how my digital one turned out. Here's a comparison. One of the things I really enjoy about digital inking is the ability to turn the brush into an eraser and cut into sections of black, which you can see it's what I did here. I'm guessing traditional artists probably have some sort of white marker that they use to achieve this look, but I'm not privy to that. One thing I quite liked about the traditional one is how the pen sort of dries out when you do these really quick light strokes. So I thought I'd try and see if I could simulate that look with Rebelle 8 Pro's new bristle technology. And I ended up creating this little brush, which I think feels quite good. If I use it fast and light, it does kind of give me that dry out effect. So fairly pleased with how it turned out. And if you already own this brush pack and you own the new Rebelle 8 Pro, feel free to log into either Gumroad or Cubebeush and download a new copy where I've exported them from Rebelle 8 Pro, and it includes this new brush. That wraps it up. Happy Inktobering, and thank you to my dear patrons. I really appreciate you. And thank you for watching. Much obliged if you like and subscribe. Until the next one, God bless.